You're listening to Season 6 of the award-winning Home Ed Matters podcast, brought to you by the Strickland family from the West Midlands in the UK.
We're just a regular family of 5 on a home education journey, and we want to share our journey with you and encourage you on yours. So thanks for joining us, and here's this week's episode.
Well, hello.
Hello.
Welcome to
Home Ed Matters.
Season 6, episode
7.
Woohoo.
I think.
Yeah, episode 7. We're doing well. I've actually put it in my calendar on my phone to remind us at the weekends to do it so that we don't get left behind.
Yeah.
But I can't believe we're up to episode 7 of this season already.
I know.
And actually that does fit because
by.
you just finished week 15 of your learning this year. So, broadly, we're on target.
We are indeed.
You're welcome, dear listener.
Yeah.
So, always lots of things to talk about this episode. Coming up, we've got some recordings we did at the ComicCon, which we love. We'll probably end with that. But we've got lots of other things to start with. And just thinking, if you are new to the show, then a big welcome. And we just spend time talking about the things you've been learning, don't we?
Yeah.
Much of which ties into our Charlotte Mason approach, which is based around narration, where I ask you questions about what you've been learning.
Yeah.
And you tell back. The way we test your understanding isn't by an exam, it's by talking it out.
Yeah. Oh, Dad, I think Flo's climbing on you.
Hi, Flo. Flo is our cat. We're often joined by our animals. Today we're joined by Flo, who is our 11-year-old cat.
No, Dad, she's 12 now.
Is she 12 now?
Yeah, she's 12.
Oh, you're such a good girl, Floobs. So, shall we start with astronomy? Because that's one of our subjects that we're looking at this term. So, what have you been learning about astronomy?
We've been learning about how Galileo discovered about how like the Earth everything wasn't orbiting the Earth was orbiting the sun.
Yeah.
And so he was the one who discovered that because, as Daddy told me, he made good telescopes.
Yeah. So other people had surmised that the Earth wasn't the centre of the universe, Copernicus in particular, but Galileo was able to
discover
get a proper theory for it based on observation. And part of it was that he was able to make better telescopes than other people.
Yeah.
So astronomy is something we're learning, and as a tie-in, I just read a book on the history of astronomy, which was actually really good. It's called A Short History of Astronomy. So that's been quite good. And you've got a little star theatre torch, haven't you?
Yeah.
That kind of
my birthday
projects in your room. So what have you been observing in the dark in your room with your star torch?
Well, it lights up and you can see how all the different star constellations are. And so there's and they're all in Latin too, which is really good. So there's Canis, which is dog, and all different types of stuff which we know.
Yeah, so because we've been learning Latin, just plugging our way through the Cambridge Latin course, book 1, which I did in senior school.
Yeah.
And you're not in. You would only be in year 5 at the moment.
Yes.
And a lot of that is vocabulary.
Yeah.
And we keep spotting words that are on Latin.
Yeah, exit is exit.
Yeah, and atrium in the LEC.
Atrium is hall.
Is hall, and forum.
Oh,
I went to a forum in London.
Dad flows in my lap.
Yeah.
She's proper snuggled down.
So we've been enjoying astronomy, and now that it's getting darker in the evenings, can do a bit more observation.
Yeah.
So you do that. What day do you do astronomy?
I think it's a Tuesday.
Okay.
I think.
Now,
yeah.
Another thread of our learning is a lot of nature things. So we've been reading Life in a Bucket of Soil.
We have.
Which has kind of been the basis of some of our practical nature learning this term. Did you say you just finished it?
Yeah, we just finished it.
And what were the bits that you finished on most recently?
We finished on the beetles and how there's loads of different beetles and how they've got different bits of earth and how some of them really there's tiny ones which you can't see and stuff. And it was really interesting. And we also did spiders.
Oh, right.
And how the little ones are more venomous.
And I learned from watching Autumn Watch the other night that the spindly spiders, of which we've got lots of little spindly spiders in the house, in the corners, are actually more venomous than the big stumpy jacks, as I like to call them, the big house spiders. And they prey on the house spiders. And Mummy and I were only thinking that we hadn't seen many of the big black thick spiders around the house.
I haven't seen any.
No, and I think it's because the spindly ones have been eating. So I think we will, and the spindly ones I don't find as, disturbing.
I do.
But I think we're going to keep them because they're eating all the other spiders, which is good.
Oh, I have squashed quite a few.
Oh, dearie. So, we've been doing some social action recently.
What's social action again?
It's like where we do good for other people.
Oh, yeah.
So tell about the shoebox appeal.
So we had to do a shoebox appeal, and because Ash was child of the day, he got to choose that it was a boy who was 8 years old. I wanted to go do a girl who was 10 years old.
Okay, but what's the point of the shoebox appeal? And when you said we had to do it with another home ed family of ours, we're doing some challenges, aren't we, all through the year? So they were also doing this. This was one of our challenges that we'd chosen to do.
Yeah. And so we had to put like a toothbrush but not toothpaste in. And you had to put like different kind of like toys and flannels and stuff in for children in other countries who don't get any presents for Christmas.
So we took delight in choosing little knickknacks and things like that we thought they would be liking.
Yeah.
I wrapped the box.
Yeah, because we nearly couldn't fit everything in.
But I packed it.
Yeah, Daddy's very good at that kind of thing.
I do like it. And then we dropped it off at the shop this morning who was collecting for them.
Country baskets.
And we put there's like a barcode inside so we can track where our shoebox got taken. Because it's good to remember that not everybody is as blessed as we are, really.
Yeah.
So that was pretty good. And speaking about remembering other things, so it was Remembrance Day earlier this week. And you did an amazing, just off your own bat, you chose to do an amazing drawing all about it. Do you want to tell everybody about what you did?
Well, I did like a big poppy and some graves with moss growing on them. And then I did the poem at the top with In Flanders Fields, and it was by John McCrae, I think, while in the war. And it was like how you have to like take up and like all good people should fight for what they believe in.
It's funny, isn't it?
Because they need to.
It ties in with we just finished reading Johnny Tremain, which is all about the birth of the American nation and American ideas of people feeling like they were Americans rather than English. And that struck me, the last chapter of Johnny Tremain, where it feels a bit sentimental to us, but actually where
what does sentimental mean?
Well, like a bit sentimental is like a bit nostalgic, where like perhaps you're remembering things better than they are. It seems like an imagining of perhaps it was just a description of kind of patriotism rising up in him, where he was saying he believed that everything was his to fight for, kind of thing in North America. So we just finished Johnny Tremain, one of our free reads by Elizabeth Spear, who also wrote Calico Captive.
Very good book.
Oh no, Johnny Tremain wasn't by Elizabeth Spear, but we started the next book that we've liked by her, don't we? The Bronze Bow.
The Bronze Bow.
So the last couple of weeks, we thought we would be slowing down our learning because we've had the Into Film Festival going on, but actually we've still done loads and loads anyway.
Yeah, we have.
You saw, how many films do you think you saw?
6. We were going to see 7, but then we had to cancel it because of the pushchair. And in the end, that was a bit stupid because the pushchair person didn't come for like ages anyway.
Oh yeah, we were selling an old pushchair.
Yeah.
And somebody needs to come round. But the best film sounds like the Horrible Histories film.
Yeah, it was so good.
Why was it so good?
Because it was very funny. Like, we should limit your scroll time instead of we should limit your tablet time.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. And how, like, he's like, in the prisoner bit, you gotta, like, when she captures a prisoner, she's like, the chief of the tribe is like, you should, what? We're not keeping it prisoner, you should just kill it. You have to clean it, you have to feed it and house it and clean up after it.
That's like a pet.
Yeah, and then he's like, I am present, And it's a bit funny.
But we,
Yeah.
like Mummy said, she thought it was very good, like because we've been studying the Romans. We're
Yeah.
still studying the Romans,
It was
and she
very
said a lot of
historically accurate.
some real good historical accuracy there. So
Yeah.
it might be a DVD that we invest in.
Yeah, because it's already out. It's really good.
Is it?
Yeah.
So in our study of the Romans recently, we have got to Boudica,
Boudica.
who wasn't actually a Roman.
No, she wasn't.
Who was Boudica?
She was fighting against the Romans, and some people think she was she was the first queen of England, but I don't. I think Bloody Mary was the first queen of England. But she led against the Roman army, and though the Romans might have been exaggerating, we think she poisoned herself because she was so scared of the Roman rule. But then it was all written by Roman historians.
So, well, that's a good point, isn't it? The history is often written by the winners, so it's hard to understand what all really went on.
Yeah.
But when we were at the ComicCon yesterday, we
Yes.
met an author called Robin Price.
We did.
And he'd written a whole series of books based in ancient Rome.
Yeah.
But what was
By cats.
Yeah, so what was the first one? Spartacus.
Spartacus, because he's a cat and he runs a spa. So
Well,
he's called Spartacus.
But he also becomes a gladiator, and there was a famous gladiator, slave rebellion led by someone called Spartacus.
Oh.
So Spartacus is linked to that.
Yeah, and also the entire Roman thing is run by cats.
Yeah, the feline empire.
The feline empire.
But it sounded like, I mean, we haven't read the books,
There's,
so
voodoo cat
it did.
and
But
stuff.
I did ask him. I was like, "Is there a lot of historical content?" He said yes, and so we wanted to support him. So we bought a set
Yeah.
of the books, which he signed for us.
£12.
That was more than that. It was
Was
20.
it?
Yeah, it was more than that because it was £12 for 2 books, but we bought the set of 5.
Oh.
And he signed them for us, which I think it is always good to reward people and recognise people that have invested in that. As someone who's written some books,
Yeah.
which not many people bought, it's
Not
good.
many people bought.
Well, I only did. I didn't publish them in paper
Yeah.
form. So, yeah, we're going to look forward to reading those. And
Yeah.
because you've been studying all the Roman things, you can compare the historical accuracy. Yeah. Plus, it's just fun,
Yeah.
books about cats. Since you've got a cat on your lap at the moment.
Yeah. Also, Flo has left loads of hairs on me.
Yeah.
It's weird because she should be shedding. Not be shedding because it's winter.
I know.
You're listening to the Home in Matters podcast.
Right. Well, moving on. Let's talk about the ComicCon.
Yay!
Now, we recorded a number, I think 3 different outside
Segments.
broadcasts from the ComicCon. So here they are. Hi everyone,
Hi.
we have just arrived at the...
ComicCon!
Oh, it's super exciting.
Yeah.
We had a reasonable journey here. And an
Yeah.
ever such a nice lady.
Gave us £1 each.
We were talking to her, she's from the Isle of Man.
Yeah, it was so cool.
And we've just not long been in. You are now, what are you wearing, Eden?
My wizard robes.
But we've had lots of Star Wars photos.
Mm-hmm.
What?
And one of the stormtroopers high-fived me.
We've got a guide of how to build your own astromech R2-D2.
Yeah.
So we're just gathering our energy because we've had an hour and a half's travel to get here.
But you wouldn't think, really.
I know, yeah. Well, it's just because there's, as usual, train delays. So we're just gathering our thoughts, and then we're going to go and try and find some Lego minifigures, aren't we, Ash?
Yeah, I bought my money.
So, awesome. Right, we'll catch up with you a bit
Bye.
later. Bye.
Bye.
Well, we're still here at the Comic-Con.
Yeah.
Been here a couple of hours now.
Yeah.
What have you bought, Ash?
Lots of minifigures. Lego Ninjago minifigures, and they're collectibles. The one I'm collecting.
They're the ones you're collecting. And the guy gave you something free, didn't he?
Oh yeah, he gave me a Screamer, one of the ghosts from Ninjago.
Which is awesome. And Eden, what have you got in front of you? That we just
my
got given
Star Wars cards.
Some Topps trading cards that we've been given free.
It's cool. And we've been doing also some colouring at a store, but I couldn't finish it because we had to go and do something else.
Well, there's some amazing colouring pens that were like proper comic book artist type pens, weren't they? And we've got loads of photos. And now
Yeah.
all the general entry people are starting to come in.
Yeah.
So we're just having a little moment, having some sweets.
Yeah, yum yum.
And having a sit down. What's been your favourite character that you've seen so far, Ash?
4.
Oh yeah, Thor. What's been your favourite character you've seen so far, Eden?
Probably Belle and Ariel.
Oh yeah, and I really like the Ewok.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of really good Star Wars costumes.
Really is.
And we've picked up a leaflet on how to build our own astromech, how to build our own R2-D2.
And I saw Hermione walk by while Eden was doing colouring.
Oh, awesome. Well spotted. Right. Well, onwards and upwards. Oh, well. On the train back.
Yeah.
Surprisingly empty.
I know, it's like us in this carriage and like one other person.
After the last 2 years where we've just had major train issues going to and from.
Yeah.
Oh, just catching our breath. Ash is playing with his Ninjago.
Yeah.
What was your favourite thing? What sticks in the mind?
Getting my badge.
Mine was buying all of the minifigures.
Yeah.
I
So
got
you-
5 and I also got a Screamer for free.
Which was pretty exciting. So
Yeah.
you bought a badge with the pounds that the nice lady gave you from
Yes.
the train on the way down?
The nice lady gave me one as well.
Yeah, and doing all the colouring.
Oh yeah, so you did some like
So
graphic
there
arts
was like
type.
a great colouring stall, and you could do it.
They were selling amazing like artist quality
Yeah.
felt tips
They
for
were
like.
also selling
So
minifigures and they have big Lego Maui. And I bought Wex, no, not Wex, Ronan, and Phantom, one of Ken's Anaconda assistants, a Screamer, another Ghost, and Cole.
Yeah, it's really good to indulge your kind of collectibles
Yeah.
and like share your the joy
didn't have to
of
sell
certain
them.
subjects. You know,
Yeah.
like no, but people there were like sharing all their creativity, weren't they?
Yeah, because there was like loads of really good comics.
The people, you know, the proper artists were there
Yeah, it was so cool.
and book authors.
Yeah.
We bought a set of books, didn't we?
Yeah. And they do look quite good.
It was good to support that guy. And yeah, people that made their own costumes and people that did their own graphic art and stuff.
Yeah, it was really
A lot of
cool.
creativity on show, really.
Yeah, it was really nice. And there was like loads of really good art.
And the queue to see Anthony Daniels, who was C-3PO,
Yeah,
was massive.
it was absolutely massive.
The main stage wasn't as good this year. We didn't engage with it so much.
No,
Just
it's
watched a
just
few
boring.
trailers.
It
The
was
new
really
things.
boring.
Yeah, there wasn't as much. I think it would have been. I don't think we'd have got in for the Anthony Daniels thing either.
No.
So they weren't showing any films like this time around, like last time.
No, sad.
So anyway, worth going though. Do you think?
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah,
Even
what-
though the hot chocolate burned my tongue.
What's inspired you?
Lots of stuff.
Well, that's what I'm finding out. Have
The
you been
new-
inspired?
The colouring people. I really want to do some like arty stuff now.
Yeah.
I really want to buy more Lego and Lager minifigures. There are millions.
And I feel inspired. I bought that. Well, I picked up that guide about building your own R2D2.
Yeah.
So I'm going to look
Super
that up.
cool.
That'll be fun.
Yeah. We've got
Right.
all those cards to look up
Well,
things.
we're getting into the station soon, so
See ya.
we'll sign off. Well, do you know, I'm still a bit tired
Yeah,
from
so
walking
am I.
around.
Yeah, because last morning I had to wake up because we had to get on the train at like 7:30. Well, yeah, and we had to wake up at like 7. And today I had to wake up because it was Mummy's birthday and we had to open our presents.
Oh, such a hardship.
Yes.
So, yeah, yesterday for the ComicCon, we did leave early because we'd paid for priority entry, which was worth it.
Yes.
Because it got so busy in the afternoon. My
Yeah,
goodness me.
You
it was so
literally couldn't walk.
And I mean, I hadn't really thought of the Comic-Con as a big like festival of creativity before, but
Yeah, but it is.
I think we were able to appreciate it at a slightly slower pace yesterday, and it really was,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
It really was, and there was such a good art stall.
Yeah, with those amazing kind of graphic quality
pens
felt
which you were
tips.
allowed to use.
And loads of people have made loads of good stuff that they. I mean, they're
Yeah.
obviously amazing comic book artists and illustrators, and people who've created things. People have made their own amazing costumes.
Yeah, it was
What was
cool.
the favourite costume that you saw?
Didn't really have one. Maybe the Belle and Ariel one.
Yeah, that was quite traditional.
There wasn't any of the girl.
You were the
girly
only one of
stuff,
us. Oh, there was a Princess Amidala.
Though. Was there?
They're from Star Wars, like the early ones, like fully with full makeup.
Yeah.
You were the only one of us that went out in fancy dress.
Yes,
in your wizard's Dumbledore robes.
Yes. But also, a lot of people had made their own earrings and were selling them. It was so cool.
Yeah, so there was a lot of like proper craft there. Like people have made things, hadn't they?
Yeah, but there was a leather worker.
Leather worker. There was wood. People that made amazing things out of wood.
Yeah.
Like
there was one which said, "I was Groot."
Yes, an oak.
Because Groot was made out
of
wood.
An oak coaster. I was Groot. That was a good reference. So, no, I really enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was.
In fact,
so heavy.
you've been doing quite a bit of creating yourself recently.
Yeah.
So, what baking did you do for Mummy's birthday?
Well, I made some gingerbread dominoes with raisins. So you basically just made gingerbread and then rolled it out. Sorry, Flo, I just shook you. And then you cut it into like strips. Then you cut it again, and then you did like some kind of depths in the middle.
Yeah.
And then stuck some raisins on.
So you made gingerbread dominoes, and then we've made her a Victoria sponge.
Yes, we have.
But it didn't rise as much as we thought.
Didn't rise. Maybe we should have added more rising flour.
I think it was something to do with the way we'd whisked it.
I knew we should have whisked it in a different way.
Yeah, but anyway, that's good learning. You've chimes in with Junior Bake Off that you've started watching.
But Dad, apparently it's the final episode this week, and I've only watched episode 1.
You can catch up.
Yeah,
Maybe
I need to watch some later because I have finished Strictly.
Yeah, and what other make you see? You made Mummy something as well.
I made her a little pillow, like tiny, matchbox size, mini matchbox, which said Mom.
So you sewed it all together and you sewed that and embroidered that in yourself, which I was really impressed with.
Yeah.
And speaking of creativity, didn't you send off for another Blue Peter badge?
Yeah, I sent off the music badge.
Ah, okay. And you were talking about lots of different things, like you're learning guitar, that you're in a choir.
Yeah. Well, I should put that he was in a choir. He nearly put that he hated it.
Yeah.
He doesn't like it.
I'm proud of you all for sending those things off.
Yeah.
Right. Well.
Oh, there is one more thing to tell.
What?
We've been giving middle names to our pets, and Ash is called Pumpkin, his guinea pig. Pumpkin Lovable.
Yeah, that's a funny middle name. What was Flo's middle name that you decided?
Flooby Wooby.
Yeah.
Because that's what we call her. And then George is George Moose, if he was still around.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, that's the end of our episode, I think.
Oh.
Covered quite a lot.
Yeah, we have.
So we're back into a bit more of a regular routine. Oh, we didn't talk about going to BMAG.
What's BMAG?
The Birmingham Museum Art Gallery.
Oh, yeah, we forgot.
Because that ties in with so we've been learning about the Greeks and the Egyptians and the Romans.
We just went there for a quick look around after the cinema.
Oh, yeah. What were some of the things you noticed there that tied in with our Egyptian stuff?
Well, like the different amulets, and like the fish amulet, which is like a woman would wear that to protect themselves against drowning and stuff.
Okay, yeah.
And there's like the real actual mummies with real dead bodies inside.
Yeah. Didn't they have... They've got some other interesting mummified things there. Did you see them?
There was like a cat.
A mummified cat?
Yeah, sorry.
Did you see the mummified snake?
No.
Just looks like a football.
Yeah.
And I think they've got a mummified crocodile as well.
Yeah, they have got a mummified crocodile. Daddy,
Yeah.
don't talk about mummified cats in front of Flo.
Oh, well, they didn't kill them. They waited till they died. Cats were revered in ancient Egypt, weren't they?
Oh, yeah, they were, weren't they? Because, yeah.
It's quite a catty theme today we've had.
Go cats!
That's so funny. Right, well, on that note, thanks for listening in. Don't forget to like and share in all the usual places.
Please.
Leave us a nice review. We'd appreciate that. And we'll be back in a couple of weeks. In fact, in 2 weekends' time.
It's my birthday.
Very exciting. So get in touch if you want to send giant presents to Eden.
Yeah.
And yeah, we'll see you next time. Thanks so much for spending some time with us.
Yeah.
And we'll see you in the next episode.
Bye.
Bye.
Meow.
You've been listening to the Home Ed Matters podcast. We love hearing from you, so email us at homeedmatters@gmail.com, follow us on Twitter at homeedmatters, and visit our website homeedmatters.co.uk. If you enjoy the show, please leave us a review on iTunes, Stitcher, or the UK podcast directory. Thanks for joining us, and enjoy your home ed journey this week.
They say absence makes the heart grow fond. Well, I've grown quite fond of you. Some people may think you're strange, but I think I'm strange too. It's raining outside, and it's raining inside too. I wanna go home, place where I'm known, and where I know you. Walk familiar streets.